Leroy here again with this month's version of the 412. So let's jump right in with this month's question from Fernanda Santos, who is one of our accountants in our performance chemicals business in Brazil.
My question is about the growth in Latin America. So what opportunity do you see in Latin America, or more specifically in Brazil?
Great question, Fernanda, and I can understand why you would ask that question besides just the fact that you work in that region. You know, our South and Central American PC business finished 2022 with top-line sales twice as high as they were in 2018, with profits 5 times higher from that same time frame. It's now solidly our largest performance chemicals region outside of the United States, leapfrogging Australasia, Canada, and Europe, and it's poised to grow even further. You know, both the agricultural and residential markets for treated wood are expected to continue to see growth into the future as the South American market, and Brazil in particular, continue to utilize their plentiful renewable resources. Not only will we be looking to grow with the market, but we'll also be looking to introduce our micronized copper products and further reduce our cost footprint by adding our own production capacity in Brazil. Now, we're still a few years away from that, so in the meantime, we'll continue to push our leadership position in the fastest growing regional market for treating preservatives while managing our costs. Congratulations to your team, Fernanda, led by Javier Romero, for your impressive growth the last few years, and best of luck reaching our objectives in 2023. Now on to the 2 big topics for this month: cash flow and price. Now, I teased last month that cash flow was such a big topic that I'd need to follow it up with some more detail, and that time is now. So I mentioned last month that cash flow comes from our ability to turn earnings into cash. But just because we increase our earnings doesn't mean that we're also increasing cash flow, although that is our objective. In fact, our profitability has risen from $211 million in 2020 to $223 million in 21 to $228 million in 22. But during that time, the cash flow we've generated from operations has actually gone down from $127 million in 2020 to $103 million in 21 to $102 million this past year. So where did the cash go? Well, simply put, it went into building working capital, $45 million in 21 and another $45 million in 22. Now that's $90 million of cash that stayed in the business instead of being realized in cash flow. So what's working capital? What's the various pieces of our business, from buying material to make product, through making the product or providing the service, billing the customer, and collecting that bill, as you guessed it, in cash. So the 3 largest components I just mentioned are accounts payable, or what we owe our suppliers, inventory, which is the products and materials to make our products that we have on hand before shipping to our customers, and accounts receivable, or what our customers owe us. Now, as the business grows, it's natural that more working capital will be needed to support the growth of the business. Therefore, growth in working capital is not necessarily a bad thing, which is why we need to measure our working capital efficiency. And there are various ways to measure working capital efficiency, but a simple, straightforward one that you see many companies use is cash conversion cycle. And that's basically how long it takes a company's business process to be realized as cash, and it's measured in days. So the bigger the number of days, the more cash we have tied up in the business that we can't use in other ways. So we're always looking for ways to reduce it. There's no secret sauce to this. It's getting paid quicker by our customers, don't carry any more inventory than what's needed to support the business, and work with suppliers on payment terms. Let's all do our part in those 3 areas, and we'll see our cash flow improve dramatically. Okay, now on to the second big topic for this month, which is a hugely important lever for 2023, and that is recouping the cost increases we experienced last year in the form of higher prices to the markets that we serve. You know, it's crazy to think that we actually were able to realize $350 million in price increases last year. That's an average of 21% increase across all of our businesses. But that $350 million only resulted in $4 million of additional profit, and that's just crazy. Between performance chemicals and our rail products business, I estimate we've incurred about $70 million in higher costs over the past few years that we haven't recouped from the market. Now, recouping that alone would have taken last year's profit to $300 million, which is our 2025 goal. Our teams have worked hard to get the value we bring to our markets back in the form of higher prices, as evidenced by the $350 million, but we need more. And we expect that more is on the way, so we should make additional significant inroads this year in that regard. Now, wherever you can, support your sales team by providing them the ammunition they need to justify the value of our products and services. It will likely have the greatest impact on how our year turns out. Well, that's it for this month. Until I see you again, please take care, everyone.